Well, guys, I just picked up a used 2006 Mac Mini. And we're going to fire this thing up for the first time, just out of curiosity. The reports, I don't know what's going to be on this thing or what hardware is in here. I would have videoed myself unwrapping it, but there's not really much point. It was just in a USPS mailing box and, you know, nothing exciting about that. It did come with this hilarious official Apple DVI adapter, though. Like, one of the most pointless things they ever made. Like, these things are a dime a dozen. There is no reason to have made that. Because, for instance, this came with my video card in 2014. They were still using these. Granted, the Apple one is a little higher quality. It's using a higher bandwidth DVI standard. But for all intents and purposes, they are the same. They put out the same picture quality, essentially. Anyway, the monitor on. Might as well have the speakers on, I guess. Let's see what this thing does. It's got a Hitachi hard drive in it. I heard it immediately. It's probably the exact same hard drive they put in the PS3. It's an 80 gig. Sounds like it's got a faulty fan. Is that, or is it the speakers? No, definitely got a faulty fan. See if you can hear that. That typically goes away after the system's been running for a little bit, but it's probably the same fan as the old MacBooks, and they go bad all the time. This is the first Intel Mac Mini. So I would be willing to bet this is running Snow Leopard. Yep. Person set this up like a new computer. What do you know? It could also be Leopard. This intro movie's the same on those two versions, but nope, it's Snow Leopard. This wallpaper is the Snow Leopard wallpaper. The Leopard wallpaper, the only way I really know how to describe it is it's kind of the same thing, but it's a little harsher down here toward the bottom. Anyway, this mouse is...
OS 10 includes a built...
Shut up. Well, you know what? Let me go ahead and get this thing set up, and I'll get right back to you. All right, so I just finished the setup. Dock and stuff still hasn't loaded yet. This is a slow hard drive, frankly. Not surprising. Hitachi drives from this era were very slow. But they were sure reliable. Oh, I gotta do keyboard identification. Well, let's go ahead and go to About This Mac. And the colors are gonna look weird because Macs always like misidentify this monitor for whatever reason. Okay, we are 10.6.3. It's kind of what... This isn't a Core Duo. I got ripped off. Whatever. The difference between them is pretty much the Core Duo was 32-bit, the Core 2 Duo was 64-bit, but the Core 2 Duo runs significantly hotter. I was hoping to get the Core Duo. Whatever. It was mislabeled in the auction. They said it was a 2006. This is a 2007. Well, I guess it could be a late 2006. There was only one model that they did that with. So, as you can see there, this is Mac Mini 2,1. It should have been a 1,1. Huh. That's It's pretty much the death mark right there. These optical drives are terrible. I was hoping for it to be a Pioneer or something. I mean, I guess that, well, that is technically a Pioneer, but... Serial ATA. There's our Hitachi hard drive I was talking about. This is SATA 1.5. It makes me kind of sad that this isn't a Core Duo. I was like, man, I really want a 32-bit Mac Mini. I think that'd be hilarious, but... Oh well. This thing can run Lion, though, if I really wanted to put the poor thing through that, which I don't. I'm gonna just do Snow Leopard, I think, because why would you even want Lion? Like, I could do Lion, but there's not a lot you could do on Lion that you can't just do on Snow Leopard. And Lion runs like crap. Well, actually, I can't put Lion on here anyway because it's only got 1 gig of RAM. So, Lion requires 2 gigs. Yeah, so there you go. The graphics card. The graphics card is the same between the Core Duo and the Core 2 Duo. So literally, the only difference between the two systems is that the Core 2 Duo has a slightly higher clock speed and is 64-bit and therefore can run Lion. Or 64-bit Windows if you're the adventurous type. But I don't really think it's worth doing that. This still supports Windows XP Boot Camp, and it still has a 32-bit memory controller and boot ROM, which means it can't support more than 3 gigs of RAM, and it can only run Lion. It cannot run Mountain Lion or anything above that that's 32-bit clean. So, yeah. So essentially, this is the same. I say I got ripped off. I actually got a steal of a deal on a Core 2 Duo Mac Mini is what happened, because the Core Duo is usually cheaper since nobody wants them because, again, they're 32-bit. And you can barely do anything with them. But, you win some, you lose some. It's whatever. And I think they even have the exact same port selection on the back. Like, they literally just swapped the chipset and gave it a Core 2 Duo. So, for all intents and purposes, again, it's the same. There's almost nothing different. Now, let's check if this CD drive works. This isn't going to do anything, but I have Blue Shift here. I can at least check if it will read this disk. This is a CD. Actually, that sounds pretty healthy. Oh. What do you know? There it is. Right there. Pretty much didn't struggle at all. Okay. And iTunes is opening. It's going to play the Blue Shift soundtrack. I'll let it do that. Why not? This thing is slow. Sure? Sure, yeah. Oh gosh. What a blast from the past, dude. Where my CD at? What? What? How does it know? That's funny. Okay. I think these track names are wrong, though. Possibly. Because ambience, this is just the data track. That's not actually a song. Well, it's playing. Anyway, quit iTunes. Let's get these things ejected. Okay, that is a pretty good sign, actually. Although it sounds like the CD drive from my PowerBook G4. Doesn't sound anything like the newer drives. I don't know what the deal is with that. Next test. I need a DVD and a burnt dual-layer DVD. Let's venture over here into the abyss. Let's see what we can find. Oh gosh, I just realized I'm recording this in 4K like an idiot. I'm losing my mind. Okay. Here is our dual layer. And here's Windows 7. Those will be our test disks. Windows 7 is only single layer. It's not overly excited about that one, but it sounds like it's doing it. Yep, there it is. Yep. Yeah, it's working all right. Whoops. Try the double layer disc. This is probably not going to work, frankly. It's not having a good time. If you don't read this and the G4 did, I'm gonna be very disappointed in you. You're a whole year newer than the G4. Nope, it gave up. Figures. Yeah, well, I guess I could probably swap them. They're both ATA drives. I really don't need this one to read a dual layer disk, I don't think. I mean, these aren't difficult to work on. So, assuming the drives are compatible, which I don't see why they wouldn't be, that ought to work. But I don't know if I have another drive that would actually function in this machine that would read. Yeah, no, I don't think I do. I don't think I have another slot loading drive that would do the trick. But oh well. Anyway, that's all for now, really, so. There it goes. Alright, so I thought I was going to be done here, but I just thought I would go ahead and take the thing apart since we kind of got gypped, and well, clearly, I don't know if you can see, right there, someone's been in here. There's a little gash at the corner there. Thankfully, though, it looks like somebody actually opened this the correct way, because none of the clips are busted. It's actually holding together pretty well. Now, the way you get these open, they're actually pretty difficult to get open, not gonna lie. You pretty much have to wedge a blade in there like this. This is a tool that's made for this, and it's still difficult. And you kind of just pry out like this at different points until the board kind of starts to lift out. Oh gosh. It's hard to get it to actually want to release too. Let's try the sturdier side of my tool here. Okay, well, turns out I'm doing it wrong. I should be doing it over here. Now, I kind of bent the outer casing, which, I mean, you're supposed to do that for the record. I didn't actually, like, screw anything up, but it's going to make it a little more difficult to get started over here, I think. Unless I can snap it completely back in there, but that's wrong. Maybe somebody's just tried to get in here before. I also typically use a tool that's not quite this flimsy. This tool is meant for opening iPods. Not something quite this resilient, I think. Dude, holy crap, I'm bending the freaking PCI bracket. This is heavy. I can't bend this with my hand. Well, I mean, I kind of can. But not like that. I'm gonna try to open the G4. Hold on, just like... Just to make sure I'm not insane. Dude, I think I'm insane. What? I was... Oh. Look, my tool is just getting destroyed. This is worse. Well, this is worse than opening a 7th generation iPod by a landslide. Oh my gosh, look at this! I think my tool is now so weak there's no chance of me getting in there because I can't force anything. It's easy, iFixit said. They didn't actually say that for the record. It actually just shows you how to do it and it says it's moderate difficulty. Look, one clip came loose at the expense of an entire PCI bracket. Gently, they said. iFixit loves to use the word gently in places where being gentle is genuinely impossible. I've noticed that recently. Maybe it's just... Shoot. Maybe it's just because it's old hardware? But I'm sorry, there's no chance of anything remotely gentle happening with this Mac Mini. You want me to go around the front, eh? Okay, alright, I'll make an attempt with whatever the heck this thing is. No. How long have I been doing this? 15 minutes, cool. Okay, we're in this time. No idea how, but we're in. Okay. Now, we're gonna leave that in there so it can't possibly go back in. Moderate difficulty, my rear end. This is one of the most difficult things I've ever done, and my hand is absolutely killing me. Okay, what could still be holding it together at this point? One clip? One clip? There's literally one left and it will not come off. My tool is... I can pick up the computer with my tool. My fingers. Look at my fingers. Be patient, the iFixit guy says. Oh, trust me, my patience... I sure had a lot of patience at the beginning of this. I was trying really hard to be patient. You know what? I think the system is designed for your patience to completely run out for the rest of your life. What in... Whose idea? Whose idea? That's not what's holding the machine together. I just noticed. No. There's something else going on here. There we go. It was the freaking Kensington lock port. Alright, let's see what we broke. Oh, this system's had some rust in it. Or, well, had some moisture in it, I mean. There's some rust toward the edge there. Managed to not break anything. As far as I can tell, I didn't even tear the speaker cone, which I mean I wouldn't have been that crushed about because these speakers are awful and they're also easy to find. Dude, I'm gonna tell you what, I'm not putting this cover back on for a while. Not until I'm sure I'm done working on it. Dude, I think this may be significantly more substantially built than the G4. Maybe why it was so hard to get into. Because these clips aren't that bad. Honestly, they're pretty flexible. Now that we're in here, there's a lot of flex in those. That shouldn't have been that difficult. The difficulty was that they were clipped into a machined block of aluminum. Because Apple freaking overbuilds and over-engineers everything they make. Okay. What next? Now that we're actually finally in this stupid thing. Remove the airport antenna. Oh, okay. Okay, I see. Simple enough. This is slightly different from the internals of the G4. Okay, this uses a ZIF cable somewhere? Oh, I'm stupid. Hold on. Okay. It says to use a spudger. I don't have a spudger up here. I'm going to use a teeny tiny screwdriver. It'll be fine. You should use a plastic spudger for this, by the way. But I'm just kind of done at this point. Okay, there's that. Did not realize that this system is victim to the stupid thermal sensor issue, where it's entirely possible that if I replace the hard drive, that the system fan will just run at full blast for the rest of this machine's life. So, hopefully this has a physical thermal sensor that is attached to the hard drive, rather than plugging into the drive, because I do not have a drive with that connector on it, I promise you. Yeah, really all I'm wanting to do here is, I want to put a bigger hard drive in here that is big enough to fit, I guess, Snow Leopard. I don't see any reason to put Tiger or Leopard on this thing, frankly. And Windows XP on it. So I'll probably end up using a 160 gig for that. I destroyed my thumbnail and my fingers. I'm in a lot of pain right now. Come on. Come on. Screwdriver too big? No. There we go. Okay. And there's one over here. Oh shoot, I should have kept those separate. Are these two the same? These two are the same. Okay, this one, however, is different. Okay. Now then, gently pull up the internal framework. Where are you wanting me to pull from? Like here? And here, maybe? This is so much sketchier than I thought it would be. The G4 is built a little more ruggedly, I feel like. I must have skipped a step. There's still a screw there. Another one of those guys. Okay, there we go. And here we are. There is our Hitachi hard drive and our very noisy CPU fan. And our 1 gigabyte of DDR2 667 and our airport card. That's weird. There's another antenna header on the airport card. It's not occupied. Honestly, if I were feeling really adventurous, I would even get the board out and remove that, but I don't really feel like doing it. Honestly, I do not feel like opening this thing more times than are necessary. I think I'm going to go ahead and replace this battery. I've got quite a few of them at the moment. I did confirm this has to be a mid-2007 at the earliest. This cannot be a 2006. While the late 2006 MacBook was given a Core 2 Duo, the Mac Mini didn't get a Core 2 Duo until 2007. Yeah, the taste test on this didn't hurt very much. It was obviously still holding a charge. Since, I didn't have to set the clock when I booted it up. But a fresh battery should sting a little, not just tingle. I'm sorry for anybody who's deeply disturbed by the fact that I just licked a battery, but honestly and truly, using a multimeter on a coin cell is pretty difficult, and I don't feel like doing it. Also, to be completely frank, I actually don't know the numerical values of where... Whoops. I'm dropping everything. I don't actually know the numerical values of where these things start to lose their effectiveness. I know how a bad battery feels. Oh gosh, yeah, that's quite a bit joltier. It is very clear that this was the original battery because a Panasonic battery was pictured in the how-to article as well as what was in the system. This is a genuine Sunbeam battery, totally not from Dollar Tree, but it doesn't really matter that much. This battery is probably going to outlast this system at this point anyway. These things probably don't have a lot of life left in them. Systems from this era ran hot and were newly subject to the requirement by the EPA to use lead-free solder, which is all fine and dandy for the environment, but lead-free solder has different melting points and it cracks easier. So as these systems heat and cool after different cycles, eventually you'll get microfractures either in the motherboard, or like in the motherboard's traces, or in the solder points on any one of these components. Usually it's actually where the CPU socket is soldered on. Yeah, that's why the Red Ring of Death happened. And actually, also why original PS3s die. But of course, original PS3s were designed better, and so they didn't die all the time back in the day, like the 360 did. But yeah, there's significantly less cooling in this system as the G4. The G4 has a much meatier heatsink, if I remember correctly. It also has a full-size module of DDR1 in there instead of 2 modules of SODIMMs. Let's get this hard drive out of here. Well, I guess I should probably get the optical drive out too. Well, no, I can just salvage this installation. I have an external drive enclosure I can use. Really what I would like to do is swap this optical drive with the other one from the G4, since the G4's optical drive works better, and I'm not going to need to read a dual layer disk in the G4 probably, but man, I don't want to open the G4 up. That just seems like a disaster waiting to happen. Plus this drive will read a CD, and at the moment, that's all I need. So, anyhow, let's see what I need to do to get in here. Remove the 2 Phillips screws securing the hard drive in place. I can do that. Oh gosh. This foam is gone. Oh no, this is stuck to this hard drive. Okay, that's simple enough. And there we are. Here's our hard drive. Okay, good. This actually doesn't have a thermal sensor even stuck to it. This looks like it was used out in a shop. This isn't like smoke dust or anything. This looks like sawdust. Like it's like not brown, it's kind of orange. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna go over here and I got most of the deteriorated foam to just kind of fall off into the trash can, so it's still all over me though. My gosh. Okay, so there is our 80 gig official Apple drive. This is the OEM drive. May of 2007. So yeah, this is definitely a mid-2007 model. Because that drive was manufactured mid-2007, let me tell you. Yeah, I'm not even going to fool with that. We're just going to... Ugh. I need to go wash my hands now. Good grief. Okay. So I guess what I need to do is I need to image this onto another computer. And then... But I should do it on my brand new Mac Mini. It'll go fastest that way, of course. Okay, so I need to image this, restore that image onto a new drive, because, my goodness, I do not feel like swapping the optical drives out so I can actually install Snow Leopard. I'm just not doing it. It's not happening. Sorry. I don't feel like it. I don't know if you can really see that, but in the midst of all that, man, I actually managed to slice myself open. Just lucky enough that it didn't bleed. But dang. That's why I hate working on stuff like this, where you have to just kind of pry it all open. There's our hard drive with a lovely deteriorated foam. There's the logic board. Here's our dead DVD drive. Now let's get this puppy imaged. Alright then, let's see what we have in the way of hard drives here. Important, that says. It's also a terabyte. That's not even the right kind of drive. It's also 20 gigs. 60, that's no better. 250, but that's my cousin's drive. Oh, here's an Apple one. Oh, but it's 250. See if we got something more appropriate. 40? Yeah, this is... If this is from a PS3, you can see that it's almost the exact same drive. 80. This literally is the same drive. These are just a couple of iPod drives. Fujitsu 120. That's more in the neighborhood of what I'm looking for. What's this? 80 again. That's dead, and it's ATA. 120. It's a Toshiba. Okay. That's also dead, but it's also ATA. That's not even a real solid-state drive. That's a display unit. This thing's dead. Dead. 60 gigs. Okay. What's under it? An 80 gig Apple branded Seagate that is also, you guessed it, dead. Okay. So, the contenders are... This is not a very good selection, frankly. I don't think I've got any others laying around that aren't, like, in use. We have a 120 gig Toshiba. And we have a 120 gig... That's not the 120. And a 120 gig Fujitsu. I guess it probably comes down to which one has fewer hours. So I'm an idiot. And I just realized... None of this is necessary because an Intel Mac can read an installed disk from an external drive. Yep. Alright, so I believe this drive is from an Xbox 360. As you can see there, it's got about 2,500 hours on it. It's been turned on and off a lot of times. Currently, it appears to have, like, a Windows 7 installation on it, maybe? Possibly Windows Vista. It might be Windows Vista. It might even be Windows Server or some crap. I honestly have no idea. There's nothing on here, though. So I really have no idea. No, like, seriously, I apparently installed Crystal Disk Info, Crystal Disk Mark, and SpeedFan. That is all that's on this drive. I don't even know why. Like, I don't know what I was using on here. All right, and this drive is in a similar situation, but oh, well, I've installed the full suite of my random old games we like to play with friends on this thing. Looks like it's Windows 7 again. Windows Vista or 7. Probably 7. Or, no. Wait a minute. Look at the Explorer icon. No, that's Vista. That is most certainly Vista. I'm like 90% sure. Hold on. Let's go look at the Windows 10 Explorer icon. Yeah, no. That's Windows Vista on this drive. I have no clue why, but that is most certainly Vista. Okay. There you go. Half-Life. Oh yeah, I've got a pirated copy of Half-Life on there. Okay, cool. So anyway, let's go ahead and get a little refresh here. Refresh. Refresh. Okay, we're relaunching. There. Oh gosh. How about 16,000 hours? Although, frankly, my goodness, this thing's killing it. Frankly, like no errors on a Toshiba drive after 16,000 hours. Not half bad. Oh my word, she's slow. She's real slow. That's sequential. That right there, that is a sequential read speed figure. Oh man, and this is USB 3 for the record. This is 100% USB 3. At least it should be. I mean, I think it's plugged all the way in. Wow, okay. Yeah, stop that. All right. Just to make sure, I'm actually going to put it in the bay here. I don't know why I wasn't doing that in the first place. Oh no. No, that's still real slow. Oh man. Oh my gosh. I don't think I've ever seen another SATA drive this slow. Alright, we're on the Fujitsu now. Let's see how this thing performs. Okay, not much better, but it most certainly is better. Good to know. We're using the Fujitsu 100%. Alright guys, here's the M1 2020 Mac Mini. Just came in a few days ago. I've been using the heck out of it, especially for video editing stuff. There's my really loud external RAID 0 over there. The cover's off of it because the cover made the cooling system basically non-existent, and those are enterprise level drives. They get really, really hot. Alright, I'm going to set up the disk copying stuff here, and I'll be back once I do that. Alright, here is our hard drive from the Mac Mini. And I actually just went and checked the health on this drive. It has 35,000 hours on it. Somebody used the heck out of this Mac Mini. Alright, let's go ahead and get our disk utility on. There she is. macOS 10.6. That's cool. When did they add that feature? That shows that it's a system drive and shows what macOS version is on it. So like if I go to my main drive, is it? Yeah, macOS 11.1. That is really cool. Huh. Neato, dude. Okay, so I need to make an image somewhere. I'll figure this out in a second. My phone's about to die, so it needs to charge while I do this. To lose my mind, I try to restore the drive, and what happens is that it just tells me source volume format is not valid for restoring. They are literally the same format. They are the exact same file system. macOS Extended Journaled. macOS Extended Journaled. They are the same. Why won't it let me restore it? No reason. It's just a Mac being a Mac. Let's try it this way, why don't we? Nope. Of course not. Why would that work? Apple. Man, you gotta fix this. This should not apply to system files. Come on. Yup, there we are. There's not a lot of data on the disk, so it shouldn't really take that long, I guess. Oh, but it does say reading a whole disk. Is it really going to do a block copy? But anyway, yeah. You have to freaking full disk access permission disk utility now. Which, good on them for having this affect everything, but at the same time, it's a system file. Like, bro, disk utility literally cannot work. Period. Unless you enable this. Like, that's so weird. Aside from that, though, I really haven't had too many hiccups with this machine. I love this computer. My gaming PC is still down there. You can't really see it, but it is still down there. I just don't really use it for like daily computing stuff at this point. I've pretty much retired to only using this thing for my daily computing and only using my gaming PC for video games. In fact, this whole video will be edited on this machine. I think it's been like an hour since I started trying to do this, and we're still got nothing, because even though I did full disk access on Disk utility. It's now saying the source file system is not, like, valid for restoring or something. I honestly think it's because I'm on freaking Big Sur. I'm gonna try it on High Sierra and see if we have any better luck. If that doesn't work, I may try it on Lion on the Mac Pro and see if that works. I don't think it will, but I have a backup plan. I can just reinstall the OS like a good boy. Worst case scenario, but I'm trying to avoid that. Alrighty, guys, we are plugging in the 2011 Mac Mini. We got to use Thunderbolt display on this, or, well, more correctly, Mini DisplayPort. I don't have a Thunderbolt display. Get my checkbook out of there. Anyway, who even uses checkbooks anymore? Anyway, here's the power plug. See if I can do this one-handed. Of course, the 2010 and up have internal power supplies, so I don't have to do anything crazy. I already have this cable run. This has a Kingston A400 SSD in it, so it should boot fairly quickly, even though it's running High Sierra. Let's see just how quick that boot is. Oh no, is it doing the classic High Sierra no boot? Dude, as long as I've used High Sierra, they will randomly do this thing where they, oh, well, it's going. Okay, I was afraid it was going to do the thing where it wouldn't boot. Anyway, that was respectably fast for a computer from 2011 running software from like 2015 or something. So, you know, I'll give it a little pass. It's plugged in now and something different's happening. It's asking me if I want to use it as a Time Machine backup drive. That didn't happen on the Mac downstairs. I don't know if it's because I already had Time Machine set up or what, though. Anyway, what the... If you recently signed into Sydney's M1 Mac Mini, you can ignore this notification. Cool. Launchpad. Other. Disk utility. There you are. Let's see all devices. There we go. Okay. We will see what we can do on this thing. I think we may be getting somewhere this time around. Oh. Can't be unmounted. That's weird. Well, that's not the same issue. Hold on. Macintosh HD unmount. Not mounted. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Restore. Let's try it now. And yes, this is a smaller disk. We should be okay doing that since the drive's not actually that full. Not enough space. Why are you wanting to do a block copy? Dude, I've not ever had this problem. Like, I've never had it want to do a block copy. What are you doing? Okay, I guess I'm just going to delete this disk image because that doesn't do me any good. Come on. Okay. Make a blank image. That is 16 gigs. That should be plenty, right? Right? Create it. Yeah, it's going to take a minute. Yeah, just to show you. Yeah, even that's going to be slow. It takes skill for a computer to be this slow during disk access with an SSD. There we go. So yeah, mid-2011, Core i5, 4 gigs of RAM. It came with 2. I upgraded it to 4 at some point. So it failed with the new image as well. I think I'm going to have to bust out the Mac Pro and do some really crazy stuff. So let's eject that. Let's eject that. Pull this out. Shut this sucker down. Okay, so back on the camcorder, we're going to try to do something kind of ridiculous here. Frankly, I don't know if it's going to work. It's honestly probably an awful idea, but I'm out of options. So we're going to do all this and it's still not going to work, I guarantee you. Let's get that side panel off. So I think this first drive should be our Mac OS system. Yep, 500 gigs. That is definitely the Mac OS system. This one, what's this one? That is our disk images. Okay, don't need that on there. Well, you know what? I'll go ahead and leave that just in case. These last two are the Windows drives. Let's see, 3 is Windows 7. And 4, which you probably can't see. Oh gosh. That one's really stuck. It's Windows XP. Now then, what I'm going to do, and what's probably an awful idea, is I'm going to take these and I'm just going to plug them into the motherboard, just to have them hanging off. These don't weigh enough to break anything though, so should be okay doing this. Okay. Now, I'm sure you can't really see that. So, here they are, just hanging there. The one on the left, that's the Hitachi drive from the Mac Mini. That one over there on the right, that's the new Fujitsu drive. I need to plug all the video cables in and try to make this stupid thing work. Oh my gosh. This right here is still one of my favorite computers I've ever owned. When I heard the laptop drives click, so they're getting power, they should be working. Stupid 8800 is so loud. There we go. Boot macOS from Snow Leopard. Hey, it's even seeing the laptop drives. Alright, we're going to go ahead and boot into Lion. This will probably be a little bit slow on this old of a machine, but that's probably the best option for the job. I feel like Disk Utility might have had a few extra features in Lion. They redesigned a lot of the little things with Lion, and most of it was awful, but there were a few things here and there that were pretty good about it. There we go. We get logged in and get Disk Utility running. Alright, so if we look over here, we seem to have Macintosh HD, that's the Mac Mini drive. System Reserved and Untitled are the new drive, and we still have our Disk Images drive in case we need it. So, we're off to a good start so far. Let's get to Launchpad. Let's launch Disk Utility. Alright. So first of all, this is in Master Boot Record. It needs to not be. As you can see here, a Mac drive is in GPT. We're going to go ahead and partition this drive. One partition. macOS Extended Journaled. Options. GPT. Okay. Hit apply. Disk Utility was so much better in the old days. I don't know what they did to it later on, but it's just kind of a piece of crap now. Alright, and now we go Untitled 1, Restore. Oh, actually, it's backwards on this version. Okay, so source is Macintosh HD. Destination is Untitled 1. Let's restore. Erase. Let's see here, let's see what it does. Copying block. Why is it doing a block copy? Oh well, this will still go a heck of a lot faster. Oh, I guess it is doing a block copy, but it's not doing a full disk read the way it was trying before. I don't know what they've done with the new Disk Utility. It just never wants to do like a partial copy like this. It's so strange. But anyway, there are our disks. Things are happening. Wonderful things. So obviously, at this point in the video, you already read the warning at the beginning. Or did you? Regardless, I just went downstairs and tried to get the videos off my iPhone while this copy was happening, and it was a headache and a half. I had to use the Mac Photos app. Some weird stuff was going on. Some of the videos wouldn't even show up. I don't know why. One of the videos was showing up, but was showing up as a photo. It was a whole mess. And then ultimately, when I tried to drag them out of the Photos app into the Finder to use them in Final Cut, it wanted to transcode them all to some other format before I was able to use them. And I don't know what was going on. Maybe some of this was just Mac OS bugs. But I'd rather not deal with it. I'm going to record the rest of the video using the camcorder. I don't know why I didn't think of that in the first place, because I have one of those, like, easy remove tripod things, so I don't actually have to screw it down or anything. Plus, this has slightly better image stabilization. It's easier to hold. It's got a much better microphone, even if it's not 4K. So, I mean, I was recording in 1080 anyway. I'm not going to try to upload 4K YouTube videos right now with my internet. Looks like we have successfully copied our Mac Mini's hard drive. Painlessly, in fact, aside from all of the pain we suffered. Alright. So let's go ahead and quit disk utility and get this thing out of here. Mac Pro has shut down. We don't need you to be here anymore. You were pretty useless to us. Not your fault, though. Hope you don't take offense to it. 2011 Mac Mini, where I got my start in pretty much everything Mac. But also, hey, it's SSD. I was really afraid I was going to overshoot that and just punt it into the wall. But regardless... Alright, here's the carcass. Over here. Well, it's not really a carcass, because it is still living, it's just dissected at the moment. Man, that is filthy. Like, actually. You see that? Just like a layer of... I'm not kidding, it looks like sawdust. Or maybe just like outside, like, storage dust. Like, it's not regular dust that you find in your house. But it's not like smoke dust either. Like, it's clearly not from somebody having smoked in their house or something. How strange. Anyway, I guess we need to get that darn hard drive back in that Mac Mini. And alright, let's get to work. Here's our Mac Mini. That's the computer itself. I hope this thing isn't just dead now. Like, I roughed it up a bit, to say the least. So, how's this go in? Ah, yes. So basically we slide this in like this, slide it toward the back there, and not quite like that, it's not lining up correctly. Oh, that was stupid. Oh, that was stupid. Okay, everything's fine. This seems to be designed so that it can fit a pretty gnarly hard drive. Like, almost as if you wanted to put a Western Digital Velociraptor in here, that it might work. Those do require 12-volt power, though, so I'm not sure it would actually function. It's just that size of drive is what I'm talking about. I mean, a good example would be you might be able to get a 2 terabyte Seagate drive in there. Or an old 2 terabyte Seagate drive, I should say. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this sucker screwed back in. I'm screwing the hard drive in. I'm not screwing anything else in beyond that, though, because you guys know the rules. If you close the system all the way up before you test it, it will not work. Sorry, I don't make the rules. Really, I just realized I don't know why I have the camera on the right side of me. It should really be on the left side of me, so my hand's not in the way. I'll remember that for future videos. I think I've made the mistake in a lot of my videos. Okay. Now then. So, okay. This was a little bit easier to deal with on the G4 because there were just less loose cables to, or excuse me, fewer loose cables to worry about. Okay, I've got to get that hard drive thermal sensor plugged back in somehow. This actually, most of this machine is a pretty ingenious design, I can't lie. It's just that stupid outer shell that I'm complaining about for the most part. It's still easier to work on than the unibody Mac Mini, beyond, of course, replacing the hard drive or RAM, essentially. Oh, I think I messed up. Dang it. Dadgummit. Shoot. Oh, boy. Dadgummit. What I did there is I accidentally... Oh, shoot. Well, I've done a few things wrong here. I broke the connector for the hard drive thermal sensor. Man, this must have been stored in a pretty hot place for that to have been that brittle. It's okay, it'll still plug in, it's just pins. But the actual plastic housing around it just kind of broke. But yeah, that shouldn't be an issue, but I didn't mean to do that. Just hope I didn't mangle this airport antenna connector. Okay, clearly I didn't, because it still plugs in nice and snug. I'm not 100% sure even like where to put it, though. That's my struggle here. Well, let's go for take two. What could go wrong? I mean, a lot could go wrong, but... Well, we definitely don't want the airport antenna to be in front of the vent. Maybe I need... Aha! Maybe that's where it needs to go. There we go. Okay. So far, so good. Yep, that plugged in. Nice and smoothly. Get that hard drive thermal sensor plugged in. Hopefully it doesn't come out, since, you know, it doesn't really latch down anymore because I broke it, but... Man, I can never work on an Apple device without breaking some connector, it seems like. On my 2011 Mac Mini, I destroyed the hard drive connector, actually. It's actually taped down to this day. It doesn't make a full connection. And then for the airport antenna, that like plunger thing goes in there. And clips down. Alright, cool. That still doesn't quite feel right, but I'm just gonna say it's probably good enough. Alright. Now this ZIF connector, again, I'm actually pretty decent at ZIF connectors, so that shouldn't be too big of a deal. Click down the one side, and then click down the other, and then click down the other side again, just to be sure. Okay, so I'm going to be much more careful with that hard drive connector this time. Everything seems to have survived, at least. Alright, power brick. There's that. Oh shoot, I need to get the cables from the Mac Pro. Okay, alright. Now then, let's just hope. Let's hope that this all goes well. Let's plug in the power. There's this goofy, like, USB-C kind of thing. From way before USB-C. What happened? That's not a good sign. Oh! Okay, probably I forgot I had to do a PRAM reset. Hard drive spun up now. With any luck, it'll boot. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Come on, buddy. I know you've been through a lot today. You can do it. Hi! Hey! It's booting. It's booting very slowly. But it's booting nonetheless. Hey, we're getting somewhere. Wow, that was significantly faster than than the old drive. Your computer's clock is set incorrectly. Of course it is. Let's fix that clock. Oh wow, it already set it correctly. What do you know? Now let's get our desktop fixed. I kind of hate the default Finder settings now. I don't know why they did some of this. Now there's going to be system updates for this. Snow Leopard, like the actual Snow Leopard disc, is pretty much never up to date. 10.6.3 is fairly old by this point. We need to get it up to 10.6.8. Just setting all my customization options I always like. Green, of course, because green is the best color. I don't actually necessarily stand by that rule exclusively, but give me that, give me that. Alright, there we go. That looks familiar now. Set the startup disk so that it doesn't wait forever before it boots next time. And give me my error sound. Things are looking good so far. Oh wait, let me change my modifier keys as well, because this is a Windows keyboard. And let me change my display settings. Here we go. See, the colors aren't necessarily right, but when you have it set to like whatever Apple's like default calibrated thing for this display is, everything looks like weird and purple. I don't know, it happens on every Mac I've plugged this display into. But alright. Now the real question is, before we close all this up, we need to find out if it will read my Windows XP CD, because it's kind of half the point in this machine, I feel like. Alrighty, found my disc. Let's see what it does. It's just a CD, which we already tested a retail... Oh, my word. This has seen better days. I don't know what's happened to this poor thing, but... There it is. Cool. Alright, let's go ahead and let's open the Boot Camp utility and just see what it does. Windows XP, Windows Vista, or Windows 7. I forgot Windows 7 was out when this thing was made. Okay, so divide equally. And yeah, I want to do this, because I'm afraid that if I update Snow Leopard, it's going to like drop support for Windows XP, which is, that's an Apple thing to do, not going to lie. And we're going to go ahead and do this, and then we will reboot with Windows XP. Alright, partitioning finished. It actually didn't take very long at all. So, Windows XP with Service Pack 2 or later, Windows Vista, or Windows 7. I actually could do Vista. I don't know why I would, but I could. That's interesting. I don't think I will, but a Mac Mini running Vista, that would be funny. This is from the Vista. This is from Vista era. This is about as old as my dad's Windows Vista gaming PC, actually. No reason I couldn't do it. Except, of course, that Vista on 1 gig of RAM is absolutely horrendous and you should never do it. So yeah, we're going to do Windows XP. This is not, by no means is this the healthiest drive I've seen in a Mac before. You've seen, well, you haven't necessarily seen, but I have a video of me loading the Leopard install disk on a G4 Mac Mini with a better drive than this. Come on, man, you can do it. Hey! But you haven't seen that load on a Mac before. This looks hilariously massive on this monitor. Oh, this is slow. Oh, this is slow. we have finished booting the Windows XP installer. You can see the boot camp partition right there, which we will promptly be formatting as NTFS. But also when it changed display modes, it like added this weird row of corrupted pixels to the bottom of the display. I've never seen that before. I've installed Windows XP on a lot of machines. I've never had that happen. I don't think it properly changed the display mode, actually. I think it just resized the characters and didn't change the resolution. Really, really strange. I don't know if the system is to blame for that, if Apple's firmware is to blame for that, or if this is just the monitor being weird, but who knows? Anyway, let's go down here to Boot Camp. Format as NTFS quick. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Examining disks, blibbity blah blah. And we are now installing Windows XP on a Mac Mini. Something I've never been able to do before. Also, this is running hot. That explains why that foam deteriorated. These Core 2 Duo systems run so hot. It's just idling. And it's hot. But yeah, this is hot. Like, this is actually hot coming out of the back of this thing. So I need to install some fan control software and get this thing running pretty hard, I think, to prolong its life. I'm honestly still fairly disappointed that I ended up with the Core 2 Duo model. It's not the end of the world. It really isn't. It'll do some things that the other one wouldn't have, but I wasn't going to use it for those things. I was going to use it for Windows XP. Oh well. Maybe I'll still pick up a Core Duo one someday. Who knows? It'd be kind of fun to run a LAN party of old games using just Mac Minis sometime, so the more the merrier, I guess. Well, it's been a bit, and we just reached the graphical portion of the setup. So, I guess next on the agenda is for me to find my Snow Leopard disk so that I can get the Boot Camp utility for Windows XP. And, I mean, this is going to take a while. This drive is hilariously slow, actually. Like, my word, I've never seen a Windows XP install take this long on a system newer than a Pentium 3. This is insane. But it's working. I mean, it's still freaking hot. This is the hottest. This is actually the hottest I've ever felt any Mac I've used get. Aside from the Mac Pro. And obviously I don't own a G5, so there's that. The Mac Mini G4, like, just does not get hot. The thing runs super cool. This, like, hot is just the norm on here. It's unbelievable. And I'm actually wondering if the Core Duo wasn't that much cooler. I really don't know. I wish that Core Duo MacBook still worked. I don't know if Michael knows where it is. He borrowed it from me for pretty much forever until it died, I think. It's just whatever, I guess. If I do end up being able to get a Core Duo Mac Mini someday, I think what I'll do is I'll put this one on Vista just for fun, and put the Core Duo on Windows XP. But until then, this is good enough. So I didn't realize for like half an hour this thing was just sitting here waiting for friggin' instructions. I thought it was gonna be almost done. It's now almost midnight. I have to be somewhere early in the morning, but oh well. Can't be too much more to this. I mean, it's just Windows XP. Windows XP doesn't take that long to install. Oh, that's actually going pretty quick at the moment. It's okay, I got some good video editing done on the earlier parts of the video while I've been waiting for this, so whatever, right? That's how it goes. Alright, guys. We've made it somewhere. Turns way down. My dad is asleep now, so well, excuse you. We got audio? Ah, no, nothing of the sort. Don't think. Yeah, no, definitely not. No audio. Again, not really a surprise, but no big deal really. Oh, no automatic updates. This is a controlled environment. And my name is... There we go. Finish. Hear that hard drive clicking away. I really don't know what to expect from the performance on this thing in old games. It's probably going to be pretty rough, frankly, but it's worth a shot. The slowness. The slowness is very real. There we go. Okay, let's see exactly what kind of stuff is in here. A T5600. I believe I have a MacBook with the exact same chip in it. Shut up. Let's get that disk out of there too. Okay, and this is a different disc. This is the Snow Leopard disc. I kind of doubt that it's going to do anything useful for us here in this drive, but I'm going to give it a shot anyway. Okay, well, alright. In that case, I have... let's see, this dumb thing. Bought it at Goodwill. I have no idea if this is going to work. I have one that I know for sure will work, but we're going to give this one a shot first anyway. This is a flip-top external drive. It's really weird. Never seen anything like this prior to this, for a PC at least. Of course, I've seen that type of drive in the PS2 and PS1, for instance. Plenty of other things. It came with a terrible, teeny tiny mini USB cable that is at the bottom here, barely reaches anything, and it also doesn't have the two plugs on it. I'd much rather use one that has the two plugs to maximize our chance of success, so that's what we're going to do. Alright, yeah, so I'm not really holding my breath. Let's double check that this thing's working in the first place, once it actually mounts on the computer. It is not 6:04 a.m., I promise. It's 12:04 a.m. We're still installing the driver for mass storage device. Dramatic zoom in on the bubble. It's very low quality. Oh, we lost focus. Oh, this thing actually has pretty close focus, not gonna lie. Man, this computer is, as I've already stated, hilariously slow. Like, I mean, it's kind of the goal here, to be fair. Like, I didn't get this thing for it to be fast. I'm actually kind of glad I didn't get the Core Duo now. I think this is something else, dude. Give me my desktop icons, though. We're not going to see that drive until finally... There we go. It was there. There it is. Okay. Alright, let's see what the heck happens. So first of all, let's put the CD in that we know is good, just to be sure that this drive is still working at all. Oh, that sounds terrible. There's no way this thing's gonna work for what we're trying to do. There's absolutely no way this is gonna work, let me tell you. But I have a really nice TSST drive, as well as some kind of external Amazon Basics drive that actually might be in here still. I'm not 100% sure, but I know I have a TSST drive downstairs. Okay. That goes 10.6. Double layer DVD. If this works in here, I'm going to be shocked. No way. Absolutely mad. No way. I'm beyond shocked. That was the last thing I expected to actually work. Yeah, sure, whatever. It's probably not going to work for... this Apple software is not going to work, I mean... Or Apple software update, excuse me. This is going to take a while, so I'm going to stop the recording for now. Okay, so the system just rebooted. And, this drive, like, locked up the bootloader for a second. It kept looping the boot sound. I've never had that happen. Lots of firsts today. Resolution's still wrong. Wonder why that is. Hey, we have sound. The system has IDT audio, huh? Oh, hello, boot camp. What's up? We got Wi-Fi. We got IDT audio. We got Ethernet. I don't need help getting boot camp. Let's, what? 1280 by 1024? That can't be right. What? What? Are you drunk? Dude. This monitor is 1920 by 1200. Don't tell me the Windows driver for this thing is gimped. Okay. We'll just go... That... What on earth are you doing? It thinks it's a 4x3 display. It seriously thinks it's a 4x3 display. Wow. I hate the Intel graphics driver. That's incredible. I don't think I can use this machine with this monitor. Lots of dings. No display. Okay, hold on. That wasn't plugged in all the way. That would explain it. And we're still freaking 640 by 480. Are you kidding me? This is so dumb. Now we've got 1600 by 1200. That's an improvement. Except when it doesn't initialize the display mode correctly. Where's my picture? So, you're annoying. I think this machine just locked up. No? No, not quite. What in the blazes is going on here? Display driver crashed, clearly. Maybe something wrong with this thing. Let's get that unplugged. Come on, dude. I seriously think the GPU may have just killed itself. We're just getting no picture. System won't boot. Really all that for this? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Okay, I think the video cable may have just not been plugged all the way in again and I'm just an idiot. But it's booting now. Maybe this time we'll get the correct video settings. I don't know. Probably not. We're still like this. because it insists that this is a 4x3 monitor. And there is nothing I can do about it, apparently. Yep, we're back to 1280 by 1024. Stupid. This is ridiculous. Shut up! Oh my gosh! What I don't get is the freaking monitor, like, it's listed here. Like, Windows XP knows about this monitor. Let's try replacing the driver with the generic driver and seeing if it does anything different. That's hilarious. Okay, there you have it. The Windows XP driver for this monitor does not work. Hey, there's our hard drive. Our macOS drive. And there's our hard drive and our optical drive. And I just realized I've never actually just plugged this in and looked at what type of, like what brand of drive it is. It's not a burner, so I really haven't had much of a reason to use this external drive. I just bought it at Goodwill because I thought it was funny, and turns out it works. Power surge. Oh. That may have locked up the whole machine. No, it didn't lock up the whole machine. It just locked up our USB support. Okay, can I have my mouse back? Okay, come on. Do not try to run that drive off one port with a disk in it. Shut up. Okay. Just want to see. It just says USB DVD ROM DR108. Okay. Whatever, dude. Nothing very exciting. That's fine. Okay. So then. Okay. Get out of my face. Alright, there's boot camp. I mean, there's not much else to say. It's working. I need to install Refined and do a few other things, I guess. Like, let's try to synchronize the time, see if it works. Probably won't. And of course, it's not working. Oh, that was my hand. Ouch. Oh, shut up, dude. What are you... Guess I have to do it myself. Not that it's that hard. I just have to change this to 12 a.m. Why did... No. Stupid thing. Certainly got some stuff. Let's try to connect this to the Wi-Fi. Let's see what that does. Connecting? Yay! We're connected. Now, I'm not going to open Internet Explorer because it's just not even going to work. It's just going to crash immediately, but let's, DX diag, oh my gosh, diag, there we go. Sure. No, I don't want automatic updates. Turn them off. Okay. It's gonna sit here and complain about this stuff. Look. Antivirus for Windows XP basically doesn't exist anymore. I don't want automatic updates because this is a controlled environment and it's just going to sit here and do hundreds of updates all day long and then eventually probably break something with an update that never got fixed because that's happened to me before. Anyway, let's test direct draw. That was trippy. Let's see. Ah, look at that lovely trailing. Yes, indeed. This machine gets terrible graphics performance, by the way, because this is the exact same chipset as the 2007 MacBook, which I do still have. Oh my gosh, dude. The thing can barely run Half-Life. It's like genuinely amazing how crappy the graphics in this is, because I have a laptop from several years before that performs better. It is an ATI card, though, and not an Intel card. Intel graphics has just been historically awful. Here comes a spinning cube again. Wow. Wow, it's actually not stretched this time. Is this running at like the native resolution or something all of a sudden? Huh. And there you go. Something I could... Well, actually, I might have an idea of something I can do. Hold on. Well, it's funny, I actually opened this file, or I mean this flash drive, hoping to find some game files. I instead found Firefox 52 ESR, which should run under Windows XP. That way I can actually go download a simple game. Kyodai Mahjong, an actually reasonably error-appropriate simple game to test 3D graphics capabilities. What the heck? This is a CNET link? I don't want this. No. No, get me. Oh my gosh, this thing's lagging because of this terrible page. Yeah, CNET. Okay. For Pete's sake. CNET has screwed up a lot of their stuff, so it just... you try to do anything on download.com, and if it's an old link, it just won't work anymore. That is some internet speed, let me tell you. I respect Mozilla for like what they're doing with Firefox and stuff, but like, good grief. I just opened this old version of Firefox and Yahoo was the default search engine. Remember when they did that? Remember when they were like, yeah, we're the good guys, we're against Google because we removed Google as a search option in Firefox. No. No, that's just stupid. That's not how it works. Mozilla's like, they try to be the good guys, and then really they're just acting like entitled snowflakes a lot of the time. It's just so stupid. Like, oh, the internet's all screwed up because people are spying on you, and so they can have advertisements. Dude, that's... wouldn't you rather have advertisements that are relevant to you than advertisements that are random? Anyway, I could rant about that for hours, but... we've got music. We've got 3D graphics. This is running okay. Give me my DirectX settings. Mobile Intel 945 Express chipset. That's really... that gives me plenty of confidence. Alright, my card is worth 2 cars. Oh boy, the Pentium 3 could do this. Better than this. Oh. let's hit window mode. Let's shrink the window down a lot. See if that helps at all. Honestly, no. Well, I mean, a little bit. Still pretty bad. Okay, high resolution models. That's still pretty bad. Medium resolution models. Oh gosh. Low? Low is playable, but it still looks... let's just do simple. Let's just keep it simple. Oh no, if I enable mip mapping, it's gonna die. Oh, actually no, it didn't. Maybe it like physically can't... well, cube mapping is grayed out. Sorry, I was pointing it too high. Yeah, it seems like this graphics chipset cannot do cube mapping, which is kind of hilarious. Environment mapping? Yeah, environment mapping's not terrible. It's not like special or anything though, it just kind of looks weird. Bump mapping? It can do bump mapping. Huh. Wasn't quite expecting that. It's running fine. It's running fine. But man, the 2009 Mac Mini with the GeForce 9400M just blows this game out of the water. I say that. I've never used a 2009 Mac Mini, but I have used a 2009 MacBook, which has the same graphics chipset, so... I'm just gonna watch. I'm really terrible at Mahjong somehow. Like, it's hard to be bad at this game, but somehow I am. Yeah, don't worry about it. Oh my gosh. Let's mute that for a second. This is pumping out the heat, let me tell you. Yeah, it doesn't like this very much. Which kind of begs the question. Before I kill this, let's install the fan control software and see how loud this thing can get. Alright, well I've been doing this long enough that the camera's about to die, so let's make this quick. Looks like we're hanging out around 126 Fahrenheit at the moment on the CPU diode. That is apparently 54 Celsius for all of you non-Americans, because we're the only country that uses that. Let's put this on the max. That is a respectable fan. That does quite a lot, actually. Look at the CPU temp. Okay, honestly, the thermal paste may need replacement. But yeah, that's doing a lot. Moving a lot of air. Yeah, that fan is good. On the unibody Mac Minis, the fan was kind of a joke. It was this teeny tiny fan, like a little blower design like old NVIDIA video cards, and at max speed, you could barely hear it and it barely did anything. Thermal throttling was a serious issue on my 2011 Mac Mini, and it was only an i5. It wasn't even the i7. Yeah, it's pretty sad, really. But anyway, I'm going to shut this sucker down. New programs installed. Gee, I wonder what that is. Apple software update. Wow. There you go. I'm not going to close this thing up right now because I have a feeling it's going to be loud and my parents are asleep. So I'm going to wait to do that tomorrow. And honestly, I'm not really looking forward to closing it back up, because what if I have to get in here again? But anyway, thank you so much for watching. This has been a wild ride. I did not expect this to take all evening, but it's typically how these computer videos go. And this video will be proudly edited with Final Cut Pro on my brand new M1 Mac Mini. A video about a Mac Mini being edited on a Mac Mini. How quaint.
What? Alright, just think. Cindy is going to be looking through his little freaking anime files, and he's going to find this video. And he's going to be like, well, what is this? And well, what if his parents see that?
Sorry.
That is racist.
I can't help it. I'm apparently a racist person.